The Ukraine war is no longer confined to just two nations. With missile strikes, global troop deployments, and high-stakes alliances, the conflict is rapidly evolving into a potential global crisis. Today, we'll break down the latest developments, analyze the key players, and discuss whether we're on the brink of World War III. In recent weeks, Ukraine has launched an intensified series of attacks on Russian soil. These include strikes on the Kursk region, where advanced British-made Storm Shadow missiles and US-provided ICOMs were used. Russia claims to have intercepted some missiles, but others have caused significant damage, including the death of Russian Lieutenant General Larry Solin and over 500 North Korean troops stationed in the area. Russia's response has been swift and severe. Using its latest hypersonic missile, Renik, Russia struck key Ukrainian targets, showcasing its military dominance and signaling its readiness to escalate further. From the beginning, Russia has accused NATO of being covertly involved in the Ukraine war. Now, there's undeniable proof of Western involvement. British soldiers have been captured in the Kursk region, and their presence underscores NATO's increasing commitment to Ukraine's defense. In addition to troops, NATO countries are supplying advanced weaponry, such as missiles and drones. These weapons are not only aiding Ukraine, but also escalating tensions between NATO and Russia. As the conflict deepens, the likelihood of NATO invoking Article 5, collective defense, grows stronger, potentially dragging the entire alliance into direct conflict with Russia. As Western nations rally around Ukraine, Russia is consolidating its alliances with countries like Iran, North Korea, and China. Iran has been supplying drones and other military technology to Russia, while North Korea has sent troops to assist Russian forces. In exchange, these countries are receiving advanced Russian military technology. This growing polarization is creating two distinct blocs, reminiscent of the Cold War. The stakes are further heightened by the possibility of nuclear proliferation. There are concerns that Russia could supply nuclear weapons to allies like Iran and North Korea, dramatically increasing the risk of a global catastrophe. The nuclear question looms large over this conflict. The United States has begun deploying nuclear cruise missiles, updating its attack protocols, and constructing bunkers in key locations across Europe. Meanwhile, Russia's own nuclear arsenal remains a key part of its strategy, and there are growing fears that these weapons could be used if the conflict escalates further. This nuclear brinkmanship is not limited to Europe. If Russia arms Iran or North Korea with nuclear weapons, the Middle East and East Asia could become additional flashpoints for global conflict. An attack on Israel by a nuclear-armed Iran, or on South Korea by North Korea, could ignite wars that draw in the world's superpowers. The human cost of this war is staggering. Millions have been displaced, countless lives have been lost, and the devastation of cities continues unabated. Beyond the battlefield, the war is causing ripple effects on the global economy, driving up energy prices and disrupting food supplies worldwide. Despite the immense suffering, the world's leaders seem unable or unwilling to find a peaceful resolution. The longer this war drags on, the deeper the scars it will leave on humanity. The Ukraine war has become a complex and volatile conflict, involving not just two nations, but the entire world. With alliances forming, weapons stockpiling, and the risk of nuclear war growing, the stakes have never been higher. The decisions made in the coming days and weeks will shape the future of this conflict and possibly the future of humanity. Will diplomacy prevail, or are we on the verge of an all-out global war? What do you think? Are we witnessing the early stages of World War III? Or can the world still step back from the brink? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates and in-depth analysis of this critical issue.